Welcome to the JMC Network Newscast. I'm Jonathan Rates.
And I'm Savannah Silva. Our first story tonight, Dr. Jeff Arrington, Associate Professor of Engineering and Physics, entered the race for the Abilene Independent School District Board, place 1. Arrington threw his hat into the ring at a press conference Monday.
It's really refreshing to have people like Jeff in the community who are willing to dedicate, their time and talents back to the community.
I think learning happens at the interaction between an engaged and trained faculty or teacher and an engaged student. I'm a dad. My sons went through the Abilene schools, and I feel like they got an excellent education, and I'm appreciative. I'm an educator, and I feel like those experiences, as well as my involvement with AISD, gives me a unique perspective to contribute to the school district. In this campaign, I look forward to serving and leading as a part of the board. Thank you.
Candidates have until February 19th to file for a place on the school board, with the election set for May 7th. Well, 300 students involved with the campus group known as Lene partnered with the Christian aid organization Global Samaritan this week to help pack over 500,000 servings of dehydrated food. The effort will benefit refugees in the war-torn countries of Iraq and Jordan.
So this is the packing event where ACU students with Lene and Dr. Gary McCaleb in the Center for Community are donating their time and energy to pack the food. It's a very exciting thing. Most of this food will most likely go to Erbil, Iraq. Some of the food, we're trying to open a door to get into northern Jordan, to the Syrian refugees at the Syrian-Jordanian border.
I'm glad that I could help someone out. I think in the long run, it will, benefit someone, and I can see them, being thankful for all the work that has been put in, all the background work that they might not know of, but they are, just feel blessed from receiving.
The food comes out of Wichita, Kansas, from another ministry, a partner of ours called Heaven Sent Ministries, and their specialty is providing a combination of rice and soy and dehydrated vegetables, a mixture of vitamins and proteins that make the food suitable for the protein needs for one person for one day. Our friends at the Barzani Foundation, they'll pass it off to the refugees and it'll be open. And when they open it, they're actually going to see handwritten notes from ACU students as well as their food.
Danny Sims says he doesn't know exactly when the shipments will arrive overseas, but he hopes no more than 2 to 3 weeks. And now to Jonathan Rates for all things sports. I heard women's basketball won yet again.
That's right, Savannah. After a perfect 3-0 road trip, the women's basketball team pushed its win streak to 13 games on Wednesday night with a 77-60 victory over Houston Baptist. The Wildcats ended the third quarter on a 20-4 scoring run to take control of the game heading into the final quarter. Junior Alexis Mason contributed her first career double-double with 18 points and 11 rebounds. ACU also scored 22 bench points to just 7 by Houston Baptist. The Wildcats return to action Saturday against Lamar for their second consecutive home game. ACU is 8-0 in Moody Coliseum this season. Meanwhile, the men fell below 500 in Southland Conference play for the first time this season after their second consecutive road loss, 72-51 against Sam Houston State. ACU found itself in foul trouble early as leading scorer, freshman Jalen Franklin, picked up his 5th foul after just 2 points in 14 minutes of play. Offensively, the Wildcats were led by seniors Parker Wentz and Duran Porter, contributing 16 and 14 points respectively. Porter also added 6 rebounds. At 8-12 overall and 3-4 in conference play, the Wildcats return home where they are 6-2 this season to take on Lamar as part of a men's and women's doubleheader. The track team traveled to College Station to take part in the Texas A&M Team Invitational. The Wildcats posted 14 top 10 finishes, including 6 top 5 finishes, and set multiple personal records. The women's team's efforts were led by junior Allie Hackett, who won the 5,000 meter and set a personal record while winning the 3,000 meter race. Junior Diana Garcia Munoz also finished 4th in the mile, setting her own PR of 4 minutes and 56 seconds. Senior Rosen Daniel led the way for the men, contributing a 3rd place finish in the 400 meter race with a time of 47.58 seconds. The Wildcats also earned a 5th place finish in the men's weight throw as senior Jelani Rainey came within inches of setting a new PR. ACU was back in action this weekend when the team traveled to Houston for the Houston Invitational. That's all we have for sports, Savannah.
That looks good. I'm glad to see all the Wildcats are doing good across the board. The university has seen an increase in enrollment recently, and that has created pressure to house those students during their first 2 years. Beginning next fall, former retirement home Christian Village will house sophomore women. Construction is underway.
Christian Village is currently being renovated to become new female sophomore housing for the fall 2016 semester. I talked with Kevin Roberts, Vice President of Planning Operations, about the process.
The old Christian Village is being renovated into our newest residence hall. We have taken that over and are in the process now of going through and repainting and putting in new carpet and just getting it all cleaned up for the students to be ready to live in. There's big rooms on each one of the halls. There's a really nice deck on the roof that has a beautiful view out across the city, and so I think it's going to be a really exciting place for people to live. Timing-wise is that we should be done with kind of the construction part of it, or the reconstruction part of it, a little after spring break probably. And that'll give us plenty of time to get the furniture moved in and everything ready to go to be occupied by students in the fall.
This new housing behind Barrett Hall will allow more students to live in one room and is scheduled to be completed and ready for move-in for the fall 2016 semester. For JMC Network, I'm Cassie Kim.
The Taylor County Republican Party conducted a forum Thursday at the Hunter Welcome Center where 30 candidates discussed the upcoming primary. Dr. Neil Coates, professor of political science, helped organize the event. The public had a chance to hear from candidates running for local, state, and federal offices. Primary voting takes place March 1st. Well, that's all we have for you this week. For more stories and breaking news, you can go to acuoptimist.com, or you can find us on Twitter or Facebook at ACU Optimist. You can also pick up a paper Friday after chapel. Until next time, for Jonathan Rates, I'm Savannah Silva.